All right, so I just finished recording this video and I realized it was way more emotional than I expected. So if you're not in the mood for that, then please feel free to click off. If you're looking for a place to discuss this and people to talk to, then leave your thoughts about Akira Toriyama or Dragon Ball in the comments to this video. The rest of this video is just me talking about Akira Toriyama and what his work meant to me. And that starts now. I got the sad news today that Akira Toriyama passed, and I really didn't expect to feel the way I feel. This is someone who was born across the world from me, who I've never met, who I'll never meet. But I didn't realize that he had touched my life in such a big way. It's crazy that his work and his creations had such a huge impact on me, did so much for me in every way, emotionally, physically, financially, in every way. The idea of never giving up and trying to be the best version of myself and never submitting to a challenge. It's a lot of that stuff I think I learned from Goku. I learned from Dragon Ball. I learned from Vegeta and watching the characters as a kid. It's just so unbelievable. I did not expect to hear this news. I never really talk about stuff like this on my channel, but I'm going to now because I want you guys to know how much of an impact Dragon Ball has had on me. So I met my father one time in my life. And for me, that was a gift and a curse, because the curse was I never had that sort of role model in my life. The gift was I got to choose the kind of man I wanted to be, right? I didn't have someone like that over me who just shaped my thoughts about what a man was and all this stuff. And so my mid-teenage years was around the time when I realized that I get to choose. I get to choose the person, the man that I want to be. And I think luckily for me, that's also the time that I was introduced to anime, to Dragon Ball, to Akira Toriyama's work, because for me, there was no other anime. I didn't even know Dragon Ball was anime. I just thought it was some badass cartoon, Anyway, looking back on it now, what I realized happened, I think at first subconsciously, but then very consciously, was a lot of the traits that I chose, a lot of the traits that shaped me as a man were traits that I learned from Akira Toriyama's work, from Dragon Ball. This is in part why I started making videos on the internet about it, right? Because I did spend a lot of time thinking about it deeply, and I was excited to share that stuff, right? I mean, anyone who watches my content or has watched any of my content, they know, I get the comments all the time, bro, it's not that deep. But it was that deep. It is that deep for me, And traits like never giving up. And it's just not never giving up. It's never giving up, because even if you're not good enough now, if you put in the work, if you train, if you get stronger, you will be good enough. I mean, it's such a simple and obvious thing, but I learned that from Dragon Ball. I learned that I could do whatever I put my mind to. And I see people around me who just don't believe that. And for me, it's such a core, obvious part of the man that I've become. Such a huge part of my personality. I don't know what to say. I feel like ultimately I want to say rest in peace. I do want to say you will be missed. Your work is going to live on forever. I do want to say thank you. Thank you for your creativity. Best of luck to your family and all the people that you touched. That's it.